Well, a good day to you all. Now, I've had a work colleague pass me a DVD about a bus comedy. It's called Jane Hall, and it's basically from the writer of At Home with the Braithwaites, which was on the television many years ago. Now, I think this was produced around 2005, 2006. I don't know how I missed it. I've never seen this before. I mean, I've heard of On the Buses comedy back in the 1970s, but there's not many bus comedies out there, bus driver comedies. But my work colleague passed it to me recently, and it's literally a series. They only produced one series, 6 episodes, and it has just made me laugh because there's a lot of similarities between me and this actually. I mean, it's about a lady who moves from the north of England down to London. She kind of can't really hold a proper job up in Yorkshire, and she moves down to London. And she actually becomes a bus driver in London. She actually applies and becomes a bus driver. Now, obviously, the difference is I was bus driving in Yorkshire before I moved to London. Obviously, I've been driving for 15 years. But it made me laugh because she actually buys a Volvo from another bus driver, which is kind of weird because I've bought a Volvo from a bus driver about 10 years ago. So it's kind of weird. And the similarities continue because she's from the town of Huddersfield, which obviously is real because I'm from the town of Huddersfield as well. So it's just kind of weird. I didn't even know this existed. I mean, it says here that it's a must-watch by the Mail on Sunday, and it's wonderful by the TV Times. So I do recommend this. It just had me in stitches because it's just so related to my job. It's unbelievable. I mean, it shows a lot about the job, just the stresses of bus driving, passengers getting on, not wanting to pay. Obviously, the bus driver getting lost, obviously going off route. Just the whole stresses of the job. It shows old Volvo Olympian buses, I think Volvo B10M double-deckers that I actually drove in Huddersfield, and they came from somewhere else. I don't know if they came from London or Sheffield, but it was quite weird to see the same kind of bus that I drove. But obviously back in 2005, 2006 when this was made, obviously there was a lot of low floor buses then. But in this comedy they only use step floor buses. I think they've also got some old Leyland Olympian buses as well. Now it also shows bus drivers that are good and bus drivers that are bad. It shows some nasty bus drivers, and it does show some bullying as well, kind of in the workplace between the bus driver colleagues. Now I don't see that at all. In my years of bus driving, it kind of just shows it in a way which is probably true. I mean, obviously the writer who wrote this is obviously, I don't know if she's interviewed bus drivers, well, he or she. Why did I call her she? I don't know. I'm just guessing it's a woman who's wrote this, but I don't know. Actually, it says here, no, writer and co-producer Sally Wainwright. So obviously, yes, she obviously probably had interviewed bus drivers and probably got into maybe a depot to find out what it's really like, because it is just so like a bus depot, where when you sign on, and when you sign off. Obviously we don't handle cash in London anymore, but it just shows them handling cash, and it just makes me laugh. It's just so funny. But yeah, showing it from the perspective of bullying, I'm so glad that we've moved on in 2017. It is 12 years since this was made. And I'm just so glad I don't see bullying anymore in the workplace. It's really nice that we've moved on and stepped up. I mean, there's quite a lot of different characters that you might see off television. There's a lot of different actors that you see there that are on different TV programs that you might have seen over the years. And it is very well acted out. It kind of reminds me so much of my years bus driving up north and also down in London. It does show a scene where a bus driver gets kidnapped by passengers. Now, I'll be honest, I've never known a bus driver being kidnapped by passengers, but I won't go into too much detail. But it's just very interesting, the whole thing, and it's just got me in stitches, a bit like the old Carry On comedies years ago. But just to let you all know, I do have 5 of these. Yes, I've got 5 Jane Hall DVDs to give away, 5, and those will be up for grabs. All I need you to do is to put at the bottom of the video in the comment section, just put I want to be in the DVD draw. Just put that down, and I'll write all your names down on some paper, and I'll put you in probably a bowl or something, and I'll pick 5 of you out in the next week or so. So as soon as I've got, I don't want to go past 200 names. I would say obviously between 1 and 200, and I will keep it maximum 200. After that I can't have any more in the draw, but I will have some more things in the future as well. But this is the first thing that I'm actually giving away, just to give you subscribers something back. But anyway, you can get it off Amazon. They only cost me around about £3. That's including delivery. Yeah, I will be doing the draw very, very soon. But it is just a funny comedy. And another similarity as well in this comedy is that the lady bus driver Jane wants to be a comedian as well, wants to do stand-up comedy, which is something I've thought about doing over the years. So it's just so funny that it's similar to how I feel, and you know, the fact that I'm from Huddersfield. You know, I've always wanted to be a bus driver. Obviously she just fell into bus driving, and obviously enjoys the job, and also the fact that she's embarrassed to be a bus driver, something which, I'll be honest, I was embarrassed in school, at high school. It wasn't cool to want to be a bus driver. So I really feel what she's going through, the fact that she's embarrassed to say that she's a bus driver in front of her own parents, which I'm not, because my parents were proud that I was a bus driver, because they knew I wanted to be a bus driver, you know. And also she's got like a boyfriend in this comedy, and the fact that even, you know, she's afraid to tell them that she's a bus driver, and even the boyfriend's work colleagues and work boss. So it's just quite funny, the whole thing. But there's nothing wrong with being a bus driver. It is a good job. Things have moved on a lot over the last 12 years, and over a lot of the decades. Buses have got a lot better. They've improved massively, and the industry, even though it's not a very strong industry, you know, it's still a good job. So anyway, put your name in the draw, and I will be doing the draw very, very soon. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye bye.